Greetings, sisters. I hope that you are standing in your light and your divinity, and if not, I hope that you're in journey to it. My name is Anad, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel, The Essence of a Woman Talk. Today's talk is going to be about waist beads. We're going to talk about some different methods, some of the beads, some of the strings, and some of the reasons why women chooses to get waist beads, whether it's for fashion or whether it's for their spiritual journey. And in different cultures around the world, they celebrate in different traditions that they celebrate the divine feminine energy and different milestones that the woman goes through and give honor to the womb. Why would we give honor to the womb? The womb is such a vast, and it has the same reflection of the ocean, of the universe, the galaxy, the earth, and it also contains the number nine energy. The number nine, the 9 months that we carry life, then we contain it while we carry, and then we release it into this earth realm. And this is the same thing that the galaxy, the earth, and the universe does. And that frequency, the energy of nine, it is the highest number of the numbers, is 1 to 9. And then there's 1 and 0 is 10, and then it means one that contains, which is also the chromosome of a woman. And with that 9 is this symbol right here, is the spiral that goes clockwise, and it's a giving number, it's a sacrifice number, it is a love number. When you look at 9, it's pouring down, it's giving, and this is what the womb does. And with number 9, it is the number that you can multiply it and it will come down again to 9. It folds itself. And also with a circle, which is containment, in a circle is 360. You break that in half is 180. Cut that in half is 90. All those three numbers, it goes to 9. It folds. It folds itself, just as the energy of the womb and the woman. When a woman is carrying a female child, the fetus already has all the eggs that she needs for a lifetime. This means that the woman, the mother, is not only carrying her daughter, she is carrying her daughter and grandchildren. She has carrying 2 generations in her womb of containment. And with 9 also, it is in the word feminine, and it is an energy that it just is the highest of all the numbers, because and then you put numbers and then you just add them and you just put them and then it goes higher, but the numbers are only 1 to 9, and then you just keep just adding, and then we get the rest numbers until all the way that we just stop putting numbers on it. And that having that energy of that womb, and then the womb is connected to the moon, which is connected to the cycle, and the womb goes through different cycles. The vagina and the vulva goes through different cycles as we go through our journey through these stages. So the womb, no matter what age you are, it is good to honor it. It is good to be aware of it. So the womb is the portal, the carrier, the containment, the vessel. It's so many things that we could call the womb. And the womb is also where all our emotion goes through, our past trauma. When we get so much emotion or we get stressed out, that goes to our womb. So to be aware of it, to be able to take care of our bodies and to be aware of it. Our bodies are the only companion we have that goes from the beginning to the end of this earth stage in this journey. So to be able to appreciate it, to be able to be aware and what it does, what it means, what its reflection, what we reflect in. We get so much stress and we don't even know where we belong as women. And yes, we do carry the feminine and the masculine energy, but the divine feminine energy it is the carrier and the containment and the releaser. So it is a lot that we do, it's a lot that we give, it's a lot that our body goes through us different changes and sacrifices and change that we go through. So to honor it and to adorn it, whether if you want to do it fashion or spiritual, for the waist beads, the different methods of putting waist beads are clasp. You can use different clasps. It has the ones that you screw on and off, and then it has the one with the lobster claws that it has that lever and you pull and then you clap it on to the other end. This is the one that I usually love to use in my jewelry because they're only one piece of one end. It's not different mechanism that they're able to loosen or they're able to just get stuck. And they also have symbols, and I just see symbols everywhere. So this one is the circle, that it means containment, water. And then when it's like this, it is will, and it's an air sign. And then when it's like this, it's positivity, which is an earth sign, mirror. And when those two like this come together in a circle, it is manifestation. It is that symbol that when a embryo is starting to manifest into its different stages. And also this symbol corresponds to the letter G. All these symbols that I have on the wall are letters from A to Z, and they all corresponds to the number 1 to 9. And this one here is 7, because the G is the letter 7. So 7 is a mystical number. It is also the number of the main 7 chakras and also stages. And so that's the symbol that kind of reminds me when I put this through here and then it locks. So it's a containment of will or positivity, which is both right here, that it manifests. Okay, so this one you're able to take off and put on whenever you wish. And then the next one, it's one that whatever string that you have using, you tie a few times, the extra one in the end, and then you could take a lighter and seal that piece to kind of give it that more strength in that sealment. And then the third one is the tying method. I already pre-beat this one, and I put it in here so it don't get tangled, but you have a lot of extra string. It's very easy to tangle up. So it has extra thread right here. And what I do is I sew it through the beads 3 times. And I got inspired seeing Priestess of Arkan. She was doing spiritual necklaces. They're called ileques. And I got inspired when I started to do waist beads for my daughters. And this is how I just started doing them and going 3 times for the 3 stages in a woman. A woman goes to 4 stages, but I do the 3, which is the midden, the mother, and the elder stage. And also it does that symbol of a snake eating its own tail when I put the needle through and go around the womb, and also represent birth, death, and rebirth. We don't only do that physically, we do that spiritually, mentally, several times in our journey in this lifetime. We can feel that we have let go a certain patterns or a certain way of ourselves, and then we have elevated and became something anew, like the phoenix energy that we have fallen. And then when we go through that, understanding that challenge, and understanding that's the birth, and then when we rise up and we stand up and we take flight, that is the rebirth. So we go through that death, that birth, and the rebirth, and even in other ways, but either way we rise up to come through different, transform. And so this is why I love to use the sewing method. Also for the string, it has the strings that are stretchy. They're like a see-through and they stretch out. That one you could also tie and you're able to take off and put on whenever you want. And it has the fishing line. This is the ones how I do to pre-bead the beads is I use the fishing line, but you can also use that for the clasp or for the tying. And I also have the ones that are like a string which has like some wires on it and it's like black and stuff. The one that I love to use more, it is the thread because it has more spiritual meaning to it. And also the thread is connected to the symbolic of ancestors. And also when you if you're into doing cleansing, spiritual cleansing, and you go into the tub with you put the oils and you put whatever you want to put for your spiritual bath, it soaks into the thread. Or if you go to the ocean or if you go to the river and if you do that cleansing that way, it soaks into the thread, so it gives it a symbolic meaning to it and kind of reinforce the intentions that you want for your waist beads. So that is with the strings. And the beads, you can use all kinds of beads. You can use shells, you can use wooden beads, you can use charms, you can use crystals, you could use these chip beads. These are the chip beads here. This stone right here is Amazonite, right? And this form comes into chip beads and it also comes into different kind of beads. So you could have them round beads, you could have, these are flat beads. And so these precious stones and mineral stones, you are able to get them in these sorted beads here as well. But the difference with this these chip beads, which I love, I got so many of them in different precious stones. But when you sew, I cannot sew them into the 3-time because the holes are very small and they're somewhat fragile. If you try to force the needle or force those threads inside them, they will crack, or they will crumble up. So depending on what kind of methods, it have certain beads that wouldn't be good for, certain methods. Those one will not be good for the sewing ones. And also the wooden beads. If you love the wooden beads and their styles and everything like that, but if you put them into a tie one that you're not going to take off for a while, or the sewing one, because the sewing one, the longest that I have for the sewing one is 5 years. Some of the beads, the wooden beads, when they get soaked with water, they crack. And then they start crumbling off. So depending on which ones that you want to put on which methods. It has these gold beads right here. They're square shape and they are able to tarnish. It has, where's my purple and yellow? Did that one fell? I think I lost one. Boy. It has these right here. It has these metallic beads right here that they're beautiful, but they do change colors. They change black beads. It has beads that it could change white. It has, let me see right here. This is also a metallic baby blue. They're so pretty. But if you have them tied on for you for a long time, it will change color. And these brown ones might change to a light color. If you get all glass beads like this and you want to tie on or sew on, these will stay like this for long years. So it's depending on which one. These beads right here, they're really big, and they do, if you have them for a long time and you sleep, and it might be uncomfortable hitting your hip bone there, and be a little bit uncomfortable. They have these beads that have, they're so pretty. They have like a tie-dye kind of thing. They're smooth, and their opening is pretty good to do a sew-in as well. So, you know, you got to look into the how small their entrance is for either sewing or tying. Also, the intentions on your waist beads, putting stronger intentions to it. The strong intentions you could put into the color, because every color have a meaning to it. It does have a feeling to it. Like if you go into a room with just one color, if you put bright colors, you feel active. If you put like a blue or purple, you just feel like chill, or you feel emotional with all the blue and stuff like that. So the color just, they have their own kind of feeling to it. Also in patterns, I like to use the ones that look like an eye. Like you put one in the middle, and it looks like it's like it gives the form of an eye, which eye means it has a protection energy to it. And numerology, the number and the pattern that you put into it. I love to use the numbers 7, 5, 3, and 1, and maybe 2 in there. And the 5 is for change, challenges. It gives the form of the head, the arms, and the legs like a person. And the 3 for Trinity, for creativity, wisdom, and 1 for the spark, and leadership and strength. Those numbers means way more what I just mentioned, but you're able to research the numbers of what you want to put in your pattern if you're going for the spiritual waist beads, and that gives a lot of intention to it. Also, I like to tell the sisters when they finish their waist beads that they have a time to count each one of them, and then when they get to what number it is, to look up the meaning of the number. It gives you kind of like that confirmation of what you're going through that journey, if you're into definitions. And that is also ways how you discover yourself and have confirmation what you're going through your journey. And that is a nice way to kind of just know what your waist beads mean after it's finished. It wasn't planned that way. If it fits that way and that number just came out like that, and it has a meaning to why it came out that way. I don't feel things just happen just as coincidence. A lot of meanings are out there. So we have the numerology, the patterns, the colors, depending on what you want to do. I also have charms. My daughters, they have different kind of beads. They have the spiritual ones and they have the fashion ones. The fashion ones, I let them put some charms and metals on those because we do a lot of meditation. So metals, they kind of disturb and the energy of the aura and the energy of the body of meditation. That's why like metals on the with the bra on the wire, or jeans with metal buttons and zippers, those things for meditation. If you're trying to meditate and kind of just get your energy going, those things can disrupt energy. So that's why they have their own fashion ones and their spiritual ones. Their spiritual ones, some of them doesn't show. I don't. They already know that some stays inside their clothing. They have one for their purity. That's one of them that hangs a little lower and it stays with them. That one is when they get into that stage of partnership, and they and their partner cuts off that waist bead, and it shows, and they are aware that they're holding something sacred in a gift that only them can give. And they also have, one is a white and blue. It is also for a connection to the ocean. And if they have their cycle, they have an all white with one red bead to give that milestone and that awareness of their cycle. And this one is red and white. Some would choose to have more red beads, but I choose, for them, it's the one red bead to kind of give them that um, that symbol of the period. And it's a way to honor that stage. We, as in a system here, we honor the sweet 16 and the sweet 15, the quinceañera, right? But we don't put emphasis on celebrating one of the most important milestone as them, that is what gives them that child to the young woman stage. And and connected to the cycle, it is giving a lot of shame to it. And a lot of, they don't even know what they're going through, their body's going through. And I didn't know when I had it at 12. I was like, I thought I was dying because I didn't know what a menstruation was. It wasn't spoken to me. And to be able to let our young daughters understand what their body could be going through, and also they going through these celebrations and these rites of passage, and they understanding and knowing what they are going to be going through in their journey. So that is a good way to celebrate and to make awareness to our young daughters and sisters. um, so yeah, so depending on which methods, you could choose your beads if they're going to stay longer. The one that is tight and stretchy, those are the ones you could just take off and on. It have some women that are allergic to metal, but they don't want it to keep on them too long. So we have a way that you take those thin ribbons, and you go through the beads that is able to have the holes big enough to be able, and they could just have it like a bow. And because some women, they're all different, their bodies are different. Some, they break out onto the metals. um, but it does have ways to accommodate that. Even newborns, if a mother wants to take a picture or have a thing, it could have the ones for a smaller child is with a ribbon, and tie knots at each end so nothing can spill out, or they're able to lose one out, and they accidentally swallow one or something like that. But they have ways that it's able to not come off, and it has that softness to the ribbon, and you're able to take it off. And you could also use it as a when they grow up, you could use the same beads that they had as the months old, if you choose to do that as well. And then make it bigger as they go. So they would be like, when they're already 18-year-old, they have these little beads from since they were a little baby. So that's a good momentum as well. So that is a beautiful way to celebrate it. So why would it be a reason that some women spiritually would choose to wear waist beads? I have some women has come to me because they went through a traumatic a thing, and they want to renew, or they just went through a surgery and they have a mark, and they want to bring and remind their sensuality, and to honor the divine feminine energy after they went through this challenge and energy. I have some women that wants to put on waist bead to make a promise to a partner, or even a promise to themselves if they want to be abstinent from sex, and they're just going through their journey, a chapter through their journey, that they just want to celebrate or honor or make a promise of the changes that they're going through their life. Um, fertility, to have, or while they are carrying, to protect, for protection. Like I said, they have some stones and patterns that puts that intention of protection. Why would they? Because the baby has the emanating energy as well. It is manifesting, and it's a beautiful stage that they're going through. So yes, they want to have something that celebrates and that honors them, or something that just gives them that protection. It also has it's just also it has women that they have told me, like, these waist beads are like a part of me. They sometimes when they have felt constricted in their spirit, or something is off, the waist bead seems to kind of squeeze on them, like to get tight on them. And then I even without this is within weeks or so, and it's not even about they having the weight or lost weight. It's just something that it feels that the beads are kind of tighten on them. It does have women that use it for waist training, depending on how many they have and how tight they are and how they form into their waist. It does have that waist training ability. Also, it tells you if you are losing or gaining weight. But in the side of the spiritual, because they become part of you, they kind of gives you that feeling that when your spirit, it kind of matches like the energy of your spirit. That's what I'm trying to say at that time that you're going through. And as soon as a sister releases whatever she needed to release, they kind of feel comfortable again, or and everything seems fine. They do. You can have as many as you want. How if you want to do it for fashion, like I said, you could do it for use it for a belt. You could use it with skirts and different styles that you have. It have some that if it fits on your arm, and you could use the waist bead that they have the clasp, and you could roll it around your arm to have it as a bracelet and use it for different accessories, even the long necklaces as well. They have different ways that you can use them if you're not particularly using them that day for a waist bead. So you could use them in different ways. So that's a really good thing to use jewelry in different ways, and you have fashion right there. Some you can even tie it on your hair, and as a way of doing a hair style as well. And so waist beads could be anything that you want to put intentions to it and be able to celebrate in gathering. I love to do to be able to sew some of the sisters. Some of the sisters drive hours just for me to put on their waist beads, which is an honor that they trust me with their energy. They feel that I'm a safe woman to be around them, and that is an honor in itself. And to be able to sew in the ocean, by the ocean, under a tree in nature, and to put some music, their ancestral music, and to be able to connect with self. Also, to be able that they have a time to vent if they want to vent. If they don't want to vent, we just sit there in quiet and just let her do what she needs to do. But we are able to bond and have times that I just met the sister that day, and I could walk away feeling healed by being a witness of her strength, by the changes, being inspired by how she stands up by through some of the challenges that she just went through. So it is such a bonding experience to do that. And also to have, sometimes I have women and sisters of different ages and stages of their life putting waist beads, a line of love, right? And at that time, in that time, because it takes time to sew and to untangle sometimes the strings and stuff. And at that time, we could be joking. We can be just giving gems to the young women around, to the ones that are following behind us. Sometimes we cry. We get emotional. We clear out some energies that we need to clear out at that time. And sometimes I share the other emotion when they have queen mothers there with their children. They're going through this the first time. They're having their purity beads, or they're having their cycle beads. The mother gets emotional because my baby is growing up. Of course, it's like emotional. So I share that as well, because I know that feeling as well. I went through that. I have daughters from 25 to 4-year-old. So it's like I could share that. I could share in their victories. I could share them in times of loss, of celebration, and that heals. Gathering of women doing these things together, it does heal. You learn, and you get some gems there, and you're able to go through your journey, having these memories, having these connection with these sisters, and these beautiful energies exchange. And so waist beads is just a way that you honor yourself. It is a way you celebrate yourself, an awareness, and to be able to bond and have sisters that have do it with their daughters thing, and do matching ones. And it's a beautiful way to be able to say, I love myself, I am aware of myself, I accept myself, and no matter which shape of body you are, it doesn't matter. Whatever age you are, like, your how many you're wearing, it's just a way to celebrate. It has amazing Facebook creators of waist beads. Um, you know just use your intuition of good energies. You have energies, everybody else have energies, and to know their intentions as well. And also, to even create this channel is to inspire for your own creation, for your own reflection, and into this stage of your journey, wherever part of chapter journey that you are. If you decide to want to create, or to seek one that does whatever methods you want, and go from there. I hope that this video helps you with some tips of which methods and which beads, which intentions, what a reason, or even for fashion, however you feel for it. You are the navigator of your life, where you're going through. It's just, we're just here to support and to elevate each other. So this is it for this video. I wish you much love, much healing, much blessing. Until next time, great journey.